So, the Doctor Who 60th anniversary stories are finally here, and we have part 1 of 3, The Star Beast. Now, this story, like The Power of the Doctor before it, I think that this story is kind of mad, but at the same time, Doctor Who it's often mad. It's often kind of wild and about the place, and honestly, for a first part of a 3-part story, I think this was pretty fun. Is it perfect? Well, there are one or two things that maybe I'm not too sure about, but anyway, let's get into it. Now, I'm pretty much going to have to go through the story step by step, so this might be a little bit long, but anyway. We start off with the 14th Doctor, played once again by actor David Tennant, and his former companion, Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, kind of giving a brief recap as to what previously happened with them, why they have to stay apart, why Donna had to forget, and all of that. But then we come to the first new aspect of Doctor Who here that I want to talk about, the new title sequence. Now, upon seeing it, I'm not entirely sold on it yet. I'm prepared to be convinced about it. Whether this is like the permanent new title sequence that'll go into Ncuti Gatwa's reign, or whether this one is just for the 60th anniversary stories, I don't know. But give it time. It will grow on me. I mean, here's the thing. When Ncuti Gatwa was announced as the Doctor, I didn't mind. When I saw his new costume, I wasn't sure about it, but other people liked it, and eventually did grow on me with time, and there are things in Doctor Who that if you give me a little time, I will come to like. But anyway, then we start the episode proper, and we see the 14th Doctor land in an alleyway in London, and the 14th Doctor can stride out and basically just begin exploring the market. I'm guessing that we're not going through the kind of post-regeneration flummox that every other Doctor went through, and I can kind of understand why. I mean, maybe that was addressed more in the comics that came out in the past year, like Liberation of the Daleks. Maybe there was something in there about the Doctor kind of still being a bit awkward about it, but David Tennant just kind of slips back into the role, and you know what, for that I'm fine. To which, while investigating the market, he ends up running into his old companion, Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, as well as her daughter, Rose Noble, played by Yasmin Finney. Now, Donna seems to kind of be basically the same as ever, except when a spaceship seems to crash nearby, while Rose and the Doctor see it, Donna completely misses it, and just assumes everyone's making things up once again. To which the Doctor runs off to try and investigate the spaceship crash, and ends up taking a taxi to the crash site, which happens at a steel mill, where the taxi is being driven by Donna's husband, Sean Temple, played once again by Carl Collins, who previously appeared in the 2009 and 2010 specials The End of Time. Which is nice. It's nice that they were able to bring him back, and that Donna didn't go through a divorce or anything like that. Yeah, it's nice to see him back. To which, while on the cab ride there, Sean ends up kind of describing what their life's like, who Donna is, his wife, he's got a daughter and everything, to which the Doctor also remarks that he knows that they previously won the lottery, to which Sean's like, how do you know that? I'm a friend of Nerys. Ah, Nerys! To which Sean reveals that the money is now actually all gone. Because while, yes, they did win the lottery with that winning lottery ticket that the Doctor gifted to them on their wedding day, while they used part of it to buy a new house, the rest was squandered. Not at the casino, not buying frivolous things, but Donna donated the rest of it all to various charities. Which, I don't know, I mean, yes, it does put them in a bit of a financial strain, but at the same time, it sounds like something noble to do, so yeah. To which, when the Doctor arrives at the site, at the steel mill, where the spaceship seemingly crashed, he ends up investigating the place, and they find out that the spaceship isn't so much crashed, it's seemingly parked. I mean, very few spaceships are going to crash upright. To which he also, while he's there, encounters UNIT's newest scientific advisor, their 56th scientific advisor, Shirley Ann Bingham. Now, I'll come back to this character later. She's played by Ruth Madley. I'll come back to her later, but I just want to say I love this new character. I think she's awesome, but we'll come back to that. To which he has to talk with her about how Donna's back in, how she can't remember him or she'll die, and how things are just kind of circling around her again, even though the Doctor isn't quite sure why. Back with the Nobles, it turns out that Rose, Donna's daughter, has been kind of making toys and selling them. Selling them online. She's mostly been doing this as a way to help out her parents due to their financial strains. And it's also revealed that Rose is transgender. Yeah, that's kind of cool detail. Anyway, she also hears from one of her neighbours that the spaceship crash that happened, a small piece broke off and has landed nearby. To which unit soldiers also end up investigating this site and seemingly end up being taken over by a mysterious force. Meanwhile, Rose, going down the alleyways, also encounters one of the aliens, or a small, cute little alien called the Meep, voiced by Miriam Margolyes. Now, this is technically a return to Doctor Who or the Whoniverse by Miriam Margolyes, as she previously voiced the character of Leaf Blathereen in the 2009 Sarah Jane Adventures episode, The Gift. The Meep seems kind of fairly harmless and seems rather scared, so as to kind of be friends with Rose, so Rose hides it in the shed, to which when Donna comes around, she ends up kind of looking at Rose's toys, or the ones that she's going to sell. She ends up seeing the Meep and ends up poking it in the eye, thinking, oh, that's so realistic, only to find it's alive. It's like, we've got a Martian in the shed! To which we also are once again reintroduced to Donna's mother, Sylvia Noble, played once again by Jacqueline King, who once again has kind of come around to kind of help them out. However, Sylvia is seemingly not impressed when the Doctor ends up showing up again, frankly giving him a slap, just like she always did. And as things quickly get a lot more crazy, it's not only is the Meep involved in this, but also monstrous alien creatures known as the Wrath show up and seemingly start a firefight with the hypnotized soldiers, with the Meep caught in the middle. Now, the Doctor and the Nobles all kind of scramble up to the attic along with Beat the Meep, where they're seemingly able to escape by blowing up part of the wall and using it to escape into other people's attics, to which I don't know entirely how kind of connected houses work or non-detached ones, but I felt was like, I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. But anyway, if you know that's actually how non-detached houses work, I'm sorry if I got it wrong. To which they end up escaping through there and eventually getting down to Sean's taxi and escaping. Although the Doctor becomes a bit suspicious when he finds out that the Wrath weapons seemingly don't damage Sean's car, basically allowing them to escape. To which he eventually pulls them up to an underground parking garage or a parking lot, and basically stages a false trial with a wig between the Meep and the Wrath, to which it turns out the Wrath aren't really evil, they're just kind of law enforcement, effectively. And it turns out the big twist of this episode is the Meep is actually evil. The ship is actually hers, and she wants to use it to take off, and basically it doesn't care if it destroys planet Earth in the process, which it makes its way back to the steel mill, and the Doctor and the Nobles have to find a way to stop it. Meanwhile, Donna ends up seemingly remembering enough that she kind of goes to help the Doctor, but in order for them to truly be able to stop the Meep, the Doctor realises he has to essentially reactivate the Dr. Donna, even though he knows that it will most likely kill him. To which Donna said, no, it's all right, do what you have to do, I'm no one. Which sort of writes, no, you're not no one. Before doing essentially what Baron Zemo did to Bucky Barnes in the Civil War, basically saying a list of words that caused the Dr. Donna to reactivate, which allows them to stop the Meep ship. When the Doctor worries that Donna is still going to die, though, it's revealed that the excess Dr. Donna energy has actually been siphoned off through Rose. Because it turns out the Doctor said... It turns out the Doctor said that a Time Lord's kind of brain, a Time Lord's energy, would be too much for one human. But because Donna had a daughter, the rest of the energy is siphoned off through her, which allows them to kind of save the day, stop the Meep, But I did promise I'd get back to Shirley Ann Bingham, played by Ruth Madeley, and honestly, I love this new character. I mean, yeah, she is shown to be a bit snarky in places, like she's talking with the Doctor, who's like, I'm the 56th Unit Scientific Advisor. Huh, I was number 1. Yeah, I know. Which, yeah, towards the end was also like, when the Doctor was like, yeah, waited your whole life. You wish, mate. To which she's in a wheelchair, but honestly, this wheelchair is kind of badass. Because when faced with the hypnotized soldiers, she's able to shoot guns, missiles, and even tasers or the like in order to retrieve the soldiers. And I'm just there thinking, this character's cool. She's like the female character, I can't remember what her name is, from the 1997 movie Steel, which Steel apparently is a dreadful movie, but this character was should be badass with the weaponry built into a wheelchair, and Shirley Ann Bingham's just the same. I can't wait to see more of this character in the future, or I hope they do with her. Which, anyway, they save the day, the Meep is arrested by the Wrath, however, the Meep does warn the Doctor that her boss will not be too happy, to which I have to assume her boss is Neil Patrick Harris's Celestial Toymaker, but we'll wait and see. The Doctor takes them back to the TARDIS, and he says, well, he asked Donna if she wants to kind of come along with him now that the Dr. Donna stuff has been saved, has been solved. To which Donna's like, well, I can't stay home, I've got a husband, I've got a daughter. To which the Doctor offers her one chance to kind of go and see her grandfather, because it turns out, earlier in the story, when the Doctor is asked about Wilf, Sylvia and Donna admitted he's not with us anymore. Which made us think that Wilfred had passed away, because, well, obviously Bernard Crimmins had passed away as well. However, they eventually realised, no, he's not dead, but he couldn't really continue living with us. He's 94 years old, it got a bit too much. So this woman, Kate Stewart, provided kind of new accommodation for him. It's like, okay. Which the Doctor offers her a chance to go and see Wilf. To which we also get to see the brand new TARDIS interior, which once again, I don't know if I'm entirely 100% sold on yet, but I'm sure it'll grow on me with time. To me, it kind of reminds me of one of Wilf's lines from The End of Time, which when he first sees the TARDIS interior, he goes, do you like it? I thought it would be cleaner. Cleaner? I could take you home right now. To which this new TARDIS is very clean. It's very bright, it's very white, it's pretty futuristic. As I said, I'm not sold on it yet, but I'm willing to be convinced. And it shows it can even make a good cup of coffee. To which then Donna ends up spilling her coffee on the TARDIS console, which causes it to malfunction and take off to who knows where. To which I was watching this with a family member and we thought, that's a design fault. But yeah, it does lead us to think, what's going to happen next with this particular story? Can't wait to see what they come up with. So there you go, that's my quick little, well, not quick, very thorough review of The Star Beast, Part 1. Can't wait to see what happens in The Wild Blue Yonder. Part 2 coming up next week. And until then, see ya.